What's up guys, Nintendo Jab here, back with a brand new video, and we have some interesting information in regards to an upcoming Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 game, and that is of course Pokemon Legends ZA. That game was announced like, I think it was 11 months ago now, almost a year, and we literally have not gotten any new information in regards to that game. We got that reveal trailer and that's literally it. Nintendo has not told us a single thing about that game. However, that has of course not stopped leaks from coming out in regards to this game, and we have some interesting info to go ahead and look at today. This is coming courtesy of the Hidden Power podcast, which says that they post Pokemon news, theories, leaks, and analysis and stuff. Definitely check them out. But yeah, Pokemon Legends ZA. This game has so much speculation around it, a lot of hype, a lot of excitement. The last Pokemon Legends game, of course, Legends Arceus, that was an amazing game. In my opinion, it's one of the best Pokemon games of all time. I would definitely put it in my personal top 5. So this game has me very excited because it's supposed to be very similar, of course, in a new setting. We're going to be in Kalos, and that's going to be really interesting too. But yeah, anyway, here we're going to look at all of the leaks that went ahead and came out for Pokemon Legends ZA. Of course, as always though, these are just leaks. This information could be wrong. We don't really know for certain, but I imagine we are going to be getting some official information very, very soon, especially if some of these leaks are correct in regards to the Nintendo Switch 2 version of this game. So the leaks that we're going to be looking at right here include a lot of leaks for Pokemon games, not just Pokemon Legends ZA. Here we can see something for Unite, Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon Masters, the TCG Pocket game, a new mini set that's coming in March. There's a lot of information there. You guys can read that if you are interested in those games as well. But yeah, here we're going to be focusing on the Pokemon Legends ZA information. It says new trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA set 20 years before X and Y. You work with a young Professor Sycamore, a researcher at the Quasar Development Company, to help turn Luminos into a city where people and Pokemon can coexist. The game plays much like Pokemon Legends Arceus. You work out the central part of Lumios while unlocking and traveling to the 5 districts of Lumios to carry out missions. Looker returns for the future after the first few missions, saying Lumios was destroyed because of changes made in this time period. Quasar cuts ties with Sycamore. You still work with Quasar while secretly working alongside Sycamore and Looker to save Lumios. A younger Diantha and Lysandra are seen in the trailer. Some new megas are shown. We have Zebstrika, Darmanitan, Melmetal, and Beware. Pokemon resembling Dwebble with a croissant shell is seen in the trailer. The catacombs under Lumios where Zygarde and other Pokemon are resting. Trailer ends there with the Zygarde cores start climbing onto Zygarde. Similar creatures to cores, blue and more angular / sharper, climb onto the other one. The light from these cores reveals the 3 starters looking on: Grookey, Totodile, and Tepig. Before we go, we have one more thing to share with you. POV of something shooting through the water. Camera shoots up and soars through the clouds. We see countless islands surrounding a central island with the giant trees, cities, and mountains. Cuts to 2 Pokemon jumping at each other, a Pegasus and a giant sea snake. Both are carrying the same blobby white creature with a sword on their back. The screen goes black and we hear 2 cries and we see the logos. And the logos are Pokemon Waves and Pokemon Winds. Really, out there information, of course. Who knows if this stuff is true, but for the most part, this is really interesting. First and foremost, just to focus on what this video is meant for, right? Pokemon Legends ZA. This doesn't sound too crazy to me, if I'm being completely honest. This whole like sort of story, summary, so to speak, doesn't sound that crazy. It kind of sounds like a, generic Pokemon plot line. So that kind of gives it a little bit validity to me. Obviously, that doesn't mean that this is real, obviously, but it does sound like it's not completely out there. In terms of the new megas, these 4 Pokemon here, I'm not sure if these are the only 4 Pokemon that are getting new megas. I have seen leaks before saying other Pokemon, including ones like, for example, Zeraora, might be getting new mega forms and stuff. One thing I think people are going to be really interested in are the actual, starters for this game. It has been highly speculated. I've seen so many different combinations, ones that have included like the Gen 8 starters, Gen 2, Gen 4, just so many random combinations. But according to these leaks, it looks like we're going to be getting a mixture of Gen 8, of course, with Grookey, Gen 2 with Totodile, and then Tepig from Gen 5. So that's really interesting. Again, there's a lot of leaks that indicate that these are not the starters. So I'm not entirely sure if this is true or not, but if these are the starters, I think they're pretty decent ones. I'm really interested in seeing what they do with the final form, for Alligator, of course, because as we saw in Pokemon Legends ZA, they gave alternative final evolution forms to those starters, of course, the Hisuian Typhlosion, Hisuian Decidueye and stuff. So I'm really interested in seeing what they do with these ones. Or is it just going to be like, a normal Feraligatr, or is it going to be some new form of Feraligatr, some new form of these other Pokemon and stuff? That's gonna be really interesting to see too. Now, to talk a little bit about the teaser for these next mainline games, I guess, really interesting, really interesting. The whole, we see the two Pokemon, I'm guessing they are the box legendaries, a Pegasus and a giant sea snake. Based off of the wording of this, the fact that the Hidden Power podcast is calling this the new mainline game teaser and stuff, this leads me to believe that this is a teaser for Gen 10. So Gen 10 is, instead of, obviously we just got Pokemon Scarlet Violet, and I guess Gen 10 is going to be Pokemon Waves and Winds. That's really interesting. I think that's kind of cool. I'm assuming Pegasus goes with winds, right? Because that's a flying, creature, and then waves with that giant sea snake that they said. Super interesting. I really want to see what these designs of these, again, I'm assuming that they're the legendaries. I really want to see what those designs look like and stuff. It also says both are carrying the same small blobby white creature with the sword on their back, so that's kind of interesting too. Like, is it like a situation with Pokemon where it's kind of like two Pokemon mixed into one? For example, damn, I'm forgetting the name right now, but the one from the Crown Tundra DLC in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Is it something like that? Really interesting stuff. I don't know if this is real. If I'm being completely honest, I have heard almost zero information in regards to Gen 10 for Pokemon. So all of this is like brand new to me. We do have to remember that, of course, Pokemon, it's such a huge franchise. There are so many people that just make up fake leaks and stuff like that. All of this information could be false. We're going to have to wait and see, of course, but I do imagine that we are going to be getting Pokemon Legends ZA official information in the next couple of months. We do have to remember that next month in February is going to be Pokemon Day, and of course, usually they announce a ton of new stuff for the Pokemon franchise, so I imagine we are going to be getting some Pokemon Legends ZA information next month. If not, if for whatever reason they didn't, again, 99% of the time they will do it there, but if they didn't, there is, of course, the Nintendo Switch Direct, the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, I should say, in April as well. So I think there's multiple chances for us to get information in regards to Pokemon Legends ZA. I have seen a lot of rumors that suggest that this game will be coming out as a launch day title for the Nintendo Switch 2. If that is true, that is going to be really exciting. I imagine that the game is probably going to look a little bit better and run a little bit better than the original Nintendo Switch version, because this is also confirmed for the original Switch. So it's going to be a cross-gen title. But yeah, really interesting stuff coming out of the leaks for Pokemon Legends ZA. Let me know what you guys think about this stuff in the comments down below. With all that being said, though, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.